And we're live. Welcome into the Flippin Hippos channel, everybody that has already been here and joining us as I speak. I see Middle East Millie. Star. Where is Star? Yoo-hoo. Here I am. My phone is going nuts. Think that, oh, Poshmark sale. Great. Justin is here. Lance is here. Holly is here. So there's all my mods. Hey, guys. Thanks for showing up. Welcome in, everybody. I have a special guest with me. You guys have seen her before. She has actually been on a live show on this channel before from Florida. And she was in a lot of my videos from Florida on the ghost tours. Her name is Colleen. I'm going to actually just let her introduce herself. She's amazing. Colleen?
Hi. You want me to tell you about myself?
Yes.
I've been selling on eBay since 2002, and I did it part-time for 14 years or so. Just started to do it full-time. I left a full-time teaching job in September. So this October and November, and this is my first quarter for doing it full-time. And I love it.
All right. I'm going to shout out to a couple more people. Jamie is here, so we have a troll in the house. A troll with a wrench at that. Line Kisses, Sarah Gord, Tammy White, Hey Hun, Sharp Seller, and a lot of Josh. Actually, I saw him subscribe to me just a couple of days ago, so he's new and already coming in for a live show. So thank you for showing up, Josh. We appreciate you taking the time to watch the show. Donatello's here. Hey, honey. So tonight we're gonna like talk about two things. So the show's gonna be in two parts. We're gonna talk about best offers and how to counter lowballers on eBay and Poshmark, and then we're gonna talk about the other side of the coin, how you as a reseller can negotiate when you're out in the wild and sourcing to get a lower price. So in a way, all resellers are kind of hypocrites because we consistently negotiate with our buyers to get a higher price for our own sales to make more profit. And then when we're out in the wild, we negotiate to the people we're buying from for a lower sale so we have more room for profit. But that is business. You want to buy low and sell high. And that's just how business is. It doesn't make us bad people. It makes us smart business people. That's a good memory. Appreciate it. Yeah, I saw you come in. I don't remember what night it was, Josh, but I saw you pop up and I said, oh, hey, look, someone named Josh just subscribed to me. And it just stood out to me because I mentioned it to Keith that night. But anyway, okay, so best offers on eBay. Why should you have your best offers on eBay? The number one reason, you get a huge boost in the searches. Any item that has best offer on it is going to get a boost in the search engine. Cassini likes best offer. And the number two reason, actually, I'm going to let Colleen tell you her statistics. She just told me before we came on live. About how many of your sales on eBay would you say come from best offers?
I would say like 98% at least.
And that's a lot, 98%. So you're saying 2% of your sales people just buy outright.
Yeah.
And 98% are because they offer.
Mm-hmm. And if there's not a sale, probably not at all.
And if you didn't have best offer on, how do you think, how many of those 98% do you think would sell?
They definitely would have to be like on sale lower than they are now. So not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot. And you get, I have to reiterate this again and again and again. The number one reason is the boost in searches. eBay gives us the ability to do a lot of things that boost us in searches. So you should be taking advantage of as many as you can. And I understand why some people don't want to do free returns or free shipping. And those are conversations for another day. Everybody feels differently. I may even have rant videos about those, but those are conversations for another day. But those are two things you can do. Best offers, good keywords, good photos. Everything that you can do to stack your items higher in the searches, I think you should be doing, just so that your items have a better chance to sell. And then again, I would say probably 95 to 98% of our stuff goes on best offer. And additionally, and I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, every time someone sends an offer on your item, it boosts it in searches again. It's like a double boost. Cassini sees the item. Let me speak English tonight. I love live shows. Cassini sees the item as desirable. So if someone sends you an offer on an item, that item is desirable and will go up in searches. When you counter offer, it goes up again. If they counter and you guys go back and forth for a while, that item is just consistently getting boosted in searches. I know that I have seen this, and I'm sure that many of you have, and I'll ask Colleen as soon as I say what I'm talking about. But have you guys ever gotten an offer on something, even if it's a low ball, like $1 and it's rude, and you go to counter it and it sells full price? Have you ever had that happen? By another buyer, like someone else comes in and swoops in and buys it full price.
Yeah. I didn't know that it was because of that, though, ever before. I just thought it was a coincidence.
That's exactly why. So you're getting an offer from somebody that may not be what you want, but if you counter them, your item becomes more and more desirable and goes up in the searches. And somebody else may swoop in and buy it full price. So you want to counter. And Lance, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I really appreciate it. He says, if we get enough, I will put on my crown.
Now you have to do a song, though. Super chat. You're super chat.
Yeah, I could do a song, or I could put on my plushy queen crown. Henry broke it. I had this on Henry. Henry is the big hippo in the back. Henry had it on today, and it fell off, and this is coming off. I have to re-glue it on, but I digress. Thank you for the super chat, Lance. I love you. So anyway, and that's why you want to counter. I see a lot of times people are always like, that was a bad offer, that was too low, that was rude, that was disrespectful, whatever you want to call those low ballers. And they just decline it. You've just ruined your chance to keep eking up in those searches. So always counter, always engage, because you're going to push that item up in the searches. And then this, I know I've said this before, guys, take the emotions out of your business. This is a business. You're running a business. You are a businessman, a businesswoman, a business hippo, whatever you are. It's a business. You can't have emotions. You can't get upset because someone offered $5 on your $50 silver chains. Counter with 46 and be done with it. You don't have to get emotional. People are going to offer you $1, $5, $10 below, 50% below asking price all the time, because people want to see what they can get it for. People want to see how cheap they can get it for. On the other side of the coin, you do it too. When you are outsourcing, you are always trying to get the best deal and get the lowest price. And you lowball people too. It's just business. So take the emotion out of it. Don't get upset when someone offers you $5 on your $50 jeans. There is no reason to get upset. If you can change your mindset, if you can change the way you think about offers, first of all, you're going to get rid of so much stress in your life. So much stress, and so much just I guess stress is the only word I can think of right now. I'm sorry, guys. But if you could just take all the emotions out of it and just see every offer as a way to boost your item in the searches, then that's all it is. It's just business. You do not need emotions. Oh, this dude just offered me $5 on my $50 silver jeans. Okay, then I'm going to counter with 45, which is 10% off, and a message that says, thanks for your interest in this item. And I've just boosted my item. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to be concerned why this guy would offer me 5 or what's wrong with him. I'm just countering, and I'm just pushing it up in the searches without any thought or any emotion to it. I am almost on autopilot by now. We've been at this for almost 2 years, Keith and I. I will admit, full disclosure, in the beginning, I had a hard time keeping emotions out of it. I would get upset. Why does this person want my item for so cheap? Because they can. You have offers on. They can offer you 50 cents if they want. That's just the way it is. Fast forward 2 years, and I'm almost on autopilot. Every offer that comes in, 10% off, thanks for your interest in this item. 10% off, thanks for your interest in this item. All day long, I field offers. We get a lot of low balls, and I just go back with 10% off, and thanks for your interest in this item. Just like a robot. And then some people are just feeling you out. I want to add that. Some people are just feeling you out. I have had people offer me $1 or $5, and I go back with 10% off, and they buy it. They were just trying to see how far down you would go. You know what I mean?
And we do the same thing when we're shopping. I do the same thing. I'll make an offer when I'm shopping on eBay for something.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they're just seeing, well, how low is this seller going to go? What can I get out of them? And when you come down only the 10%, you're showing them, I'm not really willing to come down that far, but I'll give you an additional 10% off of my sale price, and they'll buy it. You'd be surprised at how many of your lowball people will come up and buy it at 10% off. And I see people all the time in the Facebook group say that if it's below 50%, they have that auto decliner on, or they will just decline it. And I would really suggest to not do that. Number one, when you counter, you boost your item in the searches. And number two, you're showing them that you're only going to come down 10%. And if it is a person who's just feeling you out, they'll buy it. Most of the time, the lowballers are not going to buy it. They're just going to go away. You're never going to hear from them again. But guess what? Your item's now up higher in the searches. And those very rare occasions, people will buy them because they are just kind of seeing, let me fill this seller out. They got best offer on. Let me offer $10 and see what happens. And you can go back and forth. And when you hit your bottom line, you hit your bottom line. And again, you don't got to be emotional about it. You don't got to send them a message explaining to them your fees and your shipping. I see this all the time in the Facebook groups. It's like people put so much emotion into this. You don't have to explain to the buyer your cost of goods, your shipping, your fees. They don't care. They don't give one flying rat's ass about your bottom line. When we get to our bottom line, we just keep resending it. We don't need to explain ourselves to them. So let's say 35 is my bottom line on a pair of silver jeans, and they've come all the way up to 25. And I go back a second time with 35. No message, no need. I think that offering 35 twice is enough of a message. It's enough of me saying, this is my bottom line. I've offered it to you twice and you can take it or leave it. You don't really need a message. If they come up to 30, I go back with 35 a third time, and they'll either buy it or they'll go away. I really feel like a couple of bucks isn't going to make or break most people. If they're stuck at a price that's like $2 or $3, $5 below you, if they really want it, they're going to come up. So I am going to check the chat real quick. When we take advantage of the no offer below X dollars, you're just passing up a chance to push your item up in the search, because when that person offers a low offer, they're automatically declined with that assistant. And there's no interaction back and forth on that item, so it's not picked up as desirable. You got auto decline tree and it turns you off and you left. Exactly. Some people also get turned off by the auto decline because guess what? Believe it or not, there are people in this world who love the thrill of the barter. There are people who love to negotiate and to go back and forth and see how much they can get out of you, to see how much they can go up. There are people, I think Colleen's one of them, I've seen her in action. There are people who love to barter and to negotiate and go back and forth. And if you have an automatic decline system on, they're going to go away. They're not going to offer again. So that's a very, very good point, Trina. Red Neckerson's resells in the house. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Welcome in, Trina, by the way. Hello. Good point also. Casey is in the house. What's up, Casey? How you doing? So, yes, let me go back to what I was thinking. Keep your emotions out of it. Just counter 10% off. Just keep going, you know, another 5%, a couple bucks until you get to your bottom line, and you could just keep resending that. If their first offer is close enough, you can do the whole meet in the middle thing. And I only want to say one thing about that. So, okay, let's say you're at 50 and they offer 40. You send 45 because you're okay with that. What I used to do for like the first year, I would send the 45 and say, thank you for your interest in this item. Meet us in the middle, ? And most of the time they wouldn't. Most of the time they would go up to 42 or 41 or 43, still trying to eke out that last deal or that last dollar or a couple of dollars out of me. And in the last 4 months or so, I switched my negotiation tactics. And now instead of saying meet us in the middle ? I say, we can meet you in the middle, period. Boom. No negotiation. It's not a question. It's not an open invitation. It's not an open-ended answer. It's $45. We can meet you in the middle. And that kind of tells them this is where we can meet you, period. This is where we are going, period. And they'll usually buy it. I feel like when we used to say meet us in the middle with the question mark, we sounded mousy. We sounded not assured of ourselves. And it's kind of like those of you that watch Law and Order or any court shows, you see how like in the courtroom, when the attorneys want an open-ended answer, they ask something with a question. But when they want it closed, they kind of like make a statement, and then you have to just say yes or no. So you kind of want to do that with your offers. You don't want to ask them if they can meet you in the middle. Don't give them an option. Just tell them, I'm meeting you in the middle. Boom, period. That's what we're doing today. Thank you very much. You've just pushed my item up in the searches, and you can spend $5 more or go elsewhere. You don't put that in the messages, but I think it comes across. And one other point I want to get to, but I want to check the chat. It looks busy. Katie is with Rockstar Flipper. Caitlin, we had this discussion about her name, Caitlin in Florida. Remember that, Colleen?
Nope.
Oh, I guess Casey had said something like he calls her Kate when he's mad at her, but Keith had always called her Kate, and then he felt bad, and he was like, I'm so sorry, Caitlin. I'm not mad at you. You don't remember that?
I must have been somewhere else.
Yeah, it's very cold.
I had a question at the top. So when we take advantage of the no offer below X dollars, what happens with Cassini?
I answered that.
Oh. What was the answer? Because I missed it.
It will automatically decline the offer, and then you've lost the opportunity for the backs and forthies, which tells Cassini it's a desirable item.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Roaches the size of squirrels. Did you tell somebody about the roach?
Me?
Yeah. The water bug.
I didn't tell anybody about it.
So there was a, look at me guys that aren't.
Maybe Casey did.
There was a water bug in the house we were staying in, and it was just a water bug. That thing was a giant New York City sized cockroach. I don't care what Casey says. It was not a water bug. What do you think, Colleen?
I've never seen a water bug before. I thought it was actually a Halloween joke, and that like somebody put it there as a trick. And then when it started moving, I was like, oh my God. And I was sleeping on the floor. So then I had to clean out my whole entire suitcase and shake every single item because I thought I was going to take home giant cockroaches in my suitcase.
Oh, and she was sleeping on the floor because she had a bed, but her first night there, we had a pretty big scare. We don't know if somebody was trying to break into the house or it was a ghost. So she wasn't going to sleep back in her room by herself anymore. So she was camping out on the floor near people. And now there were these water bugs. But other than that, we had a really good time. It makes it sound like a nightmare trip.
Nope, I just slept in Casey's bedroom with him and Kate and Danielle for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, she camped out in there. She took her whole mattress in the room and slept. There was like no room to walk. There were so many people camping out in there because they were scared of the ghost. And then I was sitting on the end of the bed near Colleen's feet one night talking to Kate, and she fell asleep, and she said she kind of woke up and she thought I was her dog. Because her dog always sleeps at her feet.
It was very comforting.
Justin says those are roaches, Casey. Just because you call it something different doesn't change it. It's pretty funny. So anyway, the last point I want to make before I let Colleen talk about negotiating on the wild when you're buying and you're trying to get a lower price. When you counter, do not go to your bottom price automatically for two reasons. One, you just got rid of your chance to make more money. So if your bottom line was 30 and you go straight to 30 on your counter and they buy it, that's great. But what if you would have done 35 or 40 and they would have bought it? You never know. So when you immediately go to your lowest price, you're giving up any chance of getting extra money out of the people, and you're getting less back and forth. So even if they won't go to 40 and they want to come up to 30 and then you want to go to 35, all the interaction pushes your item up. So like I said, this is just my suggestion. This is what we do, and this works for us. It's if they're close enough to the price that the in the middle price is good for us, we will just say we can meet you, like, thanks for your interest in this offer. We can meet you in the middle and send that price. Or anything else, I just send 10% off. Thanks for your interest in this item. Most of them buy it just right then. A lot of them will go away. I'll never hear from them again. Or they'll come up a little and I can come down a little, and we'll kind of like go back and forth until we find a place where we're both comfortable. And if I get to my bottom point, like I said, I'll just keep sending it over and over and over again until they get the point. I don't see any need to engage or explain my business processes with them or shipping or anything. They don't care. They're here to buy something and I'm here to sell it. And that's what I'm going to do. So I want to give you guys a really good example. Colleen, do you know what I'm going to talk about?
Today?
Yes.
Your sale?
My snake. Y'all, I sold a plush snake. Holy crap, you can't even see it. Can you see the snake? You can't see any of the writing. There you go. So I had this snake up for $60 plus shipping. And then he went on our sale for the weekend, so he was down to $56 plus shipping. I got an offer for $46. Basically, their message was saying they were offering me $46 because they wanted to have free shipping and just pay $56 total for the snake. And I went back kind of in the middle at $50, and I said $50 plus shipping is the lowest I can go. And here I'm contradicting myself. I went to my lowest right away, but it was still in the middle. But I didn't want to say I can meet you in the middle because I really wanted the sale, so it was an exception. So instead of going back with 50 and saying I want to meet, or I can meet you in the middle, I did it slightly different because their message to me was saying I can give you $56 total because I want free shipping. So I went back and said 50 plus shipping is the best I can do for you. I hope that will work for you. And they bought it. So one, it worked. But number two, you guys, I sold a plush snake for $50 plus shipping. Woo! Plushy queen.
Well, tell them what you bought it for.
I honestly can't remember, but I want to say he was $1 or $2. I asked Keith. I think he came from one of our giant lots at a yard sale. So he was like maybe less than $1. He may have been in a haul video. I'll have to go back and look. But over the summer, like a couple weekends in a row, I bought like 100 or more plushies a day at yard sales, and I just can't remember. But I know I wouldn't have paid more than $1.99. He is an official Disney Parks snake. And I got 50 plus shipping. His tongue moves. You put batteries in him and his tongue goes. So, say again what I write. Thank you for your interest in this item. And 10% off. Thank you for your interest in this item. That's it. All right, so that is how you work the best offers. You should have them on. They give you a boost in the searches. You should never be auto-declining. You should be engaging and interacting. And you should not be having emotions. Now, when you're out shopping, you want to get a lower price point. So I'm going to let Colleen talk now and tell you how she negotiates. You can talk about yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, whatever you want to talk about, but how you negotiate prices down to give yourself a better profit margin.
Okay, so thrift stores like Salvation Army and Goodwill do not do negotiating with me ever. I don't even attempt that, but at yard sales and estate sales, I definitely negotiate. I'll never pay full price for something. So if something at like a flea market is $10, I'll say, will you take 8? Or I'll say, will you take 5? And then they'll meet me in the middle or whatever. But if they say no, like very rarely will I ever buy it if they say that it's full price, because I have a thing about paying full price and I want to get a good deal. So, if it's 10 and they're like, I can't take anything that, and I love when they're like, well, that cost me $150. And I'm like, oh my God, I know. I just need to know what you're going to give it to me for. So I always try to go like, pretty low so that they know that I'm only willing to pay like half of the price, and then we can go from there. I don't like if it's 10 and I say, oh, will you take 9? You know, that's not of a discount. I also lot things up. I think that a lot of people on their YouTube channels talk about this a lot. Like if you say to the person, I go up to them and I'll say, if I buy a bunch of stuff, do you think you can give me a better deal on your items? And they'll say, yeah, just put everything you want in a pile and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, I do that a lot with my plush, and that's why I can't remember where the snake came from. But if I see tons of Disney or something really great, I just walk up to them and say, I think I want all your plush. So go get me a box and we're going to talk a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually, in my head, count how many I'm putting into the box. And so I offer what I'm willing to pay, which is usually like 50 cents per. Mm-hmm. And they usually want more like $2 per. So we somewhere usually meet like $1 per, which is fine. But yeah, lotting stuff up is great. Do you ask for a lower price on everything or just certain things? Like, because sometimes when I go to yard sale, I just buy shit for our stuff. Demonetized. This is what happens when I have my actual real life friends on my channel. I forget where I'm at. I'm just like talking to Colleen. But do you, huh?
I always ask for a lower price first. If it's like something that I know is worth, all right, say they want $10 for it. I know I could sell it for $100. I'm still going to say, will you take $5 for this? And if they say, you know, I'll go down to $8, I'll take it. And if they say 10 and I know it's worth $100, I'll take it. But if it's like something I'm just like not really too interested in, but I would buy, I sometimes get really mad at the people and like walk away. And then sometimes at like the flea market, you start to walk away, they're very quiet, or they come after you. Like they'll be like, wait, I'll take it for that price. So sometimes you actually have to like put it down and walk away. And then I'm like 2 stands up and they might come back and say, oh, I'll take it for that price. Because they do that sometimes.
And yeah.
Sometimes they'll say to you like, how does, like I'll say 10 and they'll say 10, I'll say 5. And they're like, well, how does 7 sound? And if you stay really quiet and just look at them and not say anything, they like think that that's not good enough for them. They're like, okay, how about 6? You know what I mean? Like if you don't say anything at all.
Yeah, that's where it's good to have a kind of a partner. Because if I say, will you take 5 for this? And they're like, well, how about 7? I always go, And I look at Keith like, oh, I don't know. When he'll look at me like, he gives me this, no, you're not buying it woman look. And he doesn't really mean it, but it's meant for the people. But if they can see us like interacting with facial expressions without any words, they get nervous, like we're not going to buy it. And then they'll do like you said. And walking away does work. A lot of times I'll put it, I'm not even mad or anything. I'll just put it down. I'll be like, not today. And they're like, wait a minute. What would you pay for it? And I'm like, well, I already offered 5. And they'll be like, okay, 6. And then, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you the story about the lady that chased me down the road? No. Yelling at me about her damn plushies?
Oh, yeah. Yes, but tell everybody.
I think I actually had that on a vlog once or a haul video, but those of you that are new to the channel, we were at a community yard sale, and this woman had all these they were great. There was like a Hershey's Jolly Rancher plush, an old Raggedy Ann, a Disney Parks Minnie Mouse. They were really great plush. They were all laid out. There were like 5 of them. And she had no prices on them. And I just said, hey, if I were to buy all 5 of your plush, what price would you give me for all 5? And she actually took the time to individually price each one in her head. It took her a long time. And her price was like $100. Like she wanted $20 for each one. Eventually she wanted like 10, I think. At which point I actually had scooped them up. They were in my arms. I had all 5. I put each one back on the ground and I said, not today. And she came after me down the sidewalk, but not to offer me better deals. She was yelling at me that she knew what her plushies were worth. She knew what she could get for them, and she wasn't going to give them to me for $1. Not today. So I didn't even offer her $1 each. You know what I mean? But she was really angry. She chased me on the sidewalk, I guess, to school me about what her plush were worth. Well, then you saw them on eBay. Get off your lazy butt and do it, you know? But anyway, I just walked away. I didn't engage with her. We just kept walking. She eventually gave up on us. We went around the corner and a huge thunderstorm broke. So we went to our car. And as we were leaving, we had to pass her house. And all 5 of the plushies were laying in this puddle of water and dirt. They were all muddy and gross. And I was just looking at her like, that's karma, because good luck getting anything more than $1 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was just thinking, like, I'll put it down and I'll say, I'll think about it and start to walk away. And they'll come and see me, like, walking it by again and be like, oh, are you still interested in that? And if it's like an hour later and they still didn't sell it, they might be giving it away.
Yes. I always do the, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll carry it around with me, like I really want it and I'm really thinking. And this again is me using my partner. I'll go over to Keith and talk to him, and we're not even talking about the darn thing. We're talking about something else or whatever. But then I go put it back. So they think that I really wanted it. I carried it around for a while. I talked to the person I was with, and we decided no. And then they'll offer me a lower price.
That's great.
But I don't like you said you do I don't do everything. I negotiate at yard sales when I want a lot of stuff because I expect a deal. And I'm the same way on eBay when I'm the seller. I have sales set in my store. The more you buy, the better your deal. And I do the same on Posh when people bundle. I feel like as a seller or a buyer, the more you buy, the better your deal should be. Period. So I do offer or ask for deals if I'm buying. Like the one guy, I bought an entire lawn of plush. I brought home like 150 plush from one yard sale one time. But I expect a deal. But if I'm just buying like one thing at a yard sale and it's price enough, maybe I should be trying a lower price. What do you think?
Could you say it again? Because you broke up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Do you think I should be trying for every single thing?
Well, at yard sales, I think people, like, I have my own like yard sale to sell stuff that didn't sell on eBay every year. And like, I price my stuff a little bit high because I know everybody's going to ask. And I don't think there's one single person that's just like, how much is that? Oh, let me pay full price. I think everybody always asks. Like, it's just expected. I don't know. Maybe it's my area. In Pennsylvania.
Maybe. Because a lot of times stuff here is priced really well. There's actually like 2 types of yard sale people here. We find that stuff is priced so super dirt cheap. It's like the people just cleaned out their basement and they just want what they want off their lawn. They want to get rid of it. They want to move it. So it's priced super cheap. Like we have bought like iPhones and iPods for $1 at yard sales or $5, right? And then the second type of person is the type of person who did all their research, looked up on eBay. They think they know what their item is worth. They know what they paid for it. And they know what they can get for it on eBay. And they want to ask for eBay prices at a yard sale. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 2 we get. There's like really no in between here.
Yeah. I don't think that there's like iPods and stuff priced for $1 around here. So I think that maybe that's why people negotiate.
Maybe. Yeah, because we have a lot of the really big neighborhood sales. It's like people just want the stuff to go away, and so they price it. We went to this one sale where this lady had tons of Disney stuff, and it was all like $0.25 and 50 cents, and some of it didn't have prices. But I was like making a pile of everything I wanted, and she was just started to throw stuff in for free. She's like, "Oh, you can just take that with you. Oh, just add that in." Like she just wanted rid of it. And I mean, for example, one of the things we sold was a Winnie the Pooh clock. It was a glass dome and it had bees that moved. She gave that to me for 50 cents and we ended up selling it for like 50 or 60. So
wow.
Maybe that's why I don't always feel like the need to negotiate. Because I feel like if you're already giving me a $60 clock for 50 cents, I'm not going to try to get it for $0.25 because it just is what it is.
Yeah, it's not like $1 or 50 cents. I mean, I might just buy it, but like if it's higher than that, I usually try. Even if it's 2, I might say, will you take $1?
And so you, we have a question real quick. Colleen, what part of the country do you live in?
Oh, I live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, home of The Office.
I don't like that show. That's a point of contention between me and Justin and me and Lance. But She lives on the other side of PA from me. She lives probably a couple hours from Dave and Bill. And Holly lives over there too.
Mm-hmm. And then we can also talk about when we were in Florida and you wanted to get a better deal on the shirt when we were in the thrift store.
Yes.
That's a negotiating tactic.
Yeah. So one of the I always want to call it PGA, and that's not what it is. PFG. Mm-hmm. One of the Columbia PFG shirts I've shown on the channel on the haul that Keith found in Florida was one of the white ones and had a stain on it. And Colleen said, ask for less money. And I'm like, I've never done that in a thrift store. Like, I'll negotiate at estate sales and yard sales, but I've never tried it at a thrift store. Side note, I think the reason I haven't is what you said at the beginning. We usually shop at Goodwill and Salvo and like St. Vincent's and places that won't, you know what I mean? Like not mom and pops. So I just never thought of it. Anyway, I handed the shirt to her in a $5 bill because it was marked at $5. And I said, you go do it and let me watch you. Because I was really nervous about doing it in a thrift store because I never have. Like, it might just be because of the thrift stores I frequent. If you ask for that at Goodwill, they're going to laugh you out of the store. But yeah, she took it up and she just showed the stain to the lady and said, can you give me a better price because this is stained? And the lady was like $3. And so we got $2 knocked off. So that's a good tactic. If you're in the thrift store, that will allow you to negotiate like that. Like,
yeah, you have a shot. I mean, like if they say no, then they say no. But this one, I think I said, oh, I found stains on this. Do you think they'll come out like asking them for help? Or like sometimes I'll say at a yard sale, did you try to get this stain out? And they'll say, oh, I didn't know it was stained. You could have it for free.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I mean? Yeah. Well, sometimes they don't even know. Yeah. And so in that case, they gave you some money off of the price. I have tried at the Salvation Army, and sometimes like they'll give me a couple dollars off if something is like missing buttons, the zipper's broken, things like that.
The only thing I really do is at the ones that we frequent a lot where they know us. If it doesn't have a price tag, you know how they're not supposed to sell it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I won't say which Goodwill, but I take it up and I say, oh, this one didn't have a price. And they just put it in my pile with the 99-cent stuff and say, you can have it for 99 cents. Or they'll say, I'll make it blue or whatever the color of the day is. And they do give it to us for 99 cents. But these are like cashiers and employees that have been seeing us every single Sunday for, a year and a half. And they know us and they know how much money we spend. So they're okay with just throwing something into the 99-cent pile. But yeah, I don't really try at yard sales. I have tried. I mean, I do if the price is high, I should say. But most of our stuff is so cheap here. And if it's not, like I said, it's those people with that mindset that I looked this up on eBay and this is what it's worth. And it's like, yeah, but you're not accounting for fees and shipping and the guaranteed money back guarantee that eBay does. When you're selling to at a yard sale, that's it. It's final sale, and you're not going to get the eBay price. But I understand that people who don't sell on eBay don't understand the shipping. Like, there are actually people in this world that really think, like that snake, they think I just pocketed $50, that I made $50, because they don't think about fees, cost of goods, and stuff like that. Justin says to make friends with the managers at your thrifts and be upfront about what you do. Any competent manager loves resellers. Yes. And it doesn't have to be the manager. There are some thrift stores that enable the employees to make those decisions. It is the employees at Goodwill that are all the time letting me have stuff for 99 cents because they know us. So, yeah, let them know who you are and what you do. They don't, I mean, I hear horror stories, but the Goodwills we go to, like when I walk in the door, 3 employees are like, hey guys, how's it going, Star and Keith? How's your store? Did you have good sales this week? Like, they know what we do and they're excited about it, and they're not angry about it or whatever, Donatella says she owned a thrift store and helped resellers every day. Okay, so back to what we were saying. So if you find a flaw, without even really asking for a discount, like just point it out to them and ask them for their help with it. And sometimes they'll give you a discount because they didn't notice it and they feel bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or at like a yard sale, I'll say, "Did you try to get this stain out before?" And like if they couldn't get it out, then I might not even buy it because I might not be able to get it out either, to be
Right.
honest. But if sometimes they'll say, "Oh, if it's stained, you can just have it." And then at least I'll get it for free and try to get the stain out myself.
Yeah, that's true. Or if they say they did, you could ask them what they used, because not everybody knows about awesome. This stuff is awesome. I live for my awesome, you guys. So, now when you go to estate sales, do you ever go to the ones that are run by the companies
I do.
and not the family? Now, are they willing to work with you?
They are. Mm-hmm.
Even the company people.
Right. They are if you buy a bunch. I was at an estate sale recently and bought a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, if it's very early in the morning and it just started, they're not really negotiating at mine anyway. Exclusive Elegance does a lot of estate sales, and they're run by companies, and she gets like huge lots of things, and they give her good deals, and that's in Chicago. So I think it just varies in different parts of the United States. But I will bundle things together and say, I'm buying all this, and could you give me a better price, or could you do any better on this price?
Yeah.
But we're very early in the morning and you're in line with like hundreds of people, it's like pretty cutthroat, and I just grab and go. Like it's like a free for all.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. Not up my alley at all. I'm not even a big fan of the bins. But yeah, going towards the end is definitely, you want to hit the beginning because you want to get there before it's all picked over. But going at the end, especially when it's not the company, when it's like the family running it, they've lost a family member, so they're already grieving and tired. And I'm not saying to take advantage of people who are grieving. I'm just stating a fact. They are tired. They are exhausted. They just want to be done with it. And if you come in and say, I'll take it all off your hands, what will you give it to me for? A lot of times they'll take you up on that because it means it's less for them to have to deal with later. And that's a good tip we got from Casey a while ago, even about yard sales. If you know they're ending around 2 and you show up at 1:45 and you say, you see them packing up, just offer to buy everything. And oftentimes they'll give you a really good price because they don't want to pack it up and take it back in their house. They put it on the lawn because they wanted rid of it. And you can also like run ads in Craigslist and on Facebook Marketplace and say that you come in at the end of yard sales and take everything for a price. And you're going to get a lot of junk that way, but it's kind of like when you do the storage units, you're going to get junk, but you're going to get good stuff too. So you can even put ads out advertising that you come in at the end and buy everything. And people will call you and have you come get it. Because again, they don't want it back in their house. They don't want to have to pack it up and deal with it. Ava Castillo is awesome good on white jeans. Awesome is awesome on white jeans. Awesome is awesome on everything. Actually, funnily enough, is funnily a word?
No.
Funnily enough, I am an English major. I am. Oddly enough, there we go. How I discovered this was long before I was a reseller. So, and Colleen can attest to this because she's been with me in restaurants. I'm a little bit of a klutz and a spaz and I don't want to call myself a slob, but I'm one of those people, you just can't take me anywhere. I'm forever dropping food and drinks on myself and everywhere. And we were at Case Grandparents and I had on my white Darth Vader shirt. It was a white t-shirt, had Darth Vader, and I dropped pizza sauce like down the front. And I was really upset because I had the shirt for like a week and I'd worn it twice. I was like, oh, I should never wear white. Like I know better than to wear white or to buy white. Had this big pizza stain. And his grandma looked at his grandfather and she was like, go get the awesome. And I sprayed it on and I scrubbed it with like a white rag and it came right out. So when we started reselling, and I got into plushies that had stains on them and stuff, I told Kate, we got to go get that stuff your grandma had. And I couldn't, it's called Awesome, but I couldn't remember what it was called. So we had to call his grandma. And I was like, do you remember that stuff you gave me that time I dropped pizza on my shirt? Can you tell me what that was called? So it is called Awesome. It does take pizza, and I also know for a fact pizza, ketchup, barbecue sauce, wine, and blood out of white clothing, and everything else. And it costs $1, and you find it at the Dollar Tree. They have this size, and they have a 32-ounce bottle. We buy the 32-ounce bottle at this point for $1. They're both $1, but that one's more, and we refill this. I think this is like the 4th time I've done the infomercial for Awesome. So if anybody that works for Dollar Tree or Awesome is watching, I do affiliates. I do affiliate links. I should start getting paid for advertising you guys. I like advertise that stuff all the time. I love it. Cleans blood. Interesting. Yeah. We won't talk about how I know. I used to clean the kitchen and bathroom, but never clothes. Yeah, you can clean anything with Awesome. It takes stains out of stuffed animals and clothing. But I've used it on like grout and mildew and all that gross stuff in the bathroom. It takes it right off. I heard from Keith's grandparents it removes rust. I haven't tried it myself. Do you use Awesome, Colleen? I
do, and I love it.
And it's so cheap. Like something for $1 should not be that much of a miracle product, but it is. It's $1 and it works. And
I a spot room. They have an Awesome stain remover spot one, and they have one with bleach that I use on white stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And who doesn't like a trip to the Dollar Tree anyway? You go in for your Awesome, and you come out with snacks and tissue paper for Poshmark and everything else. So we have about 15 minutes left till we hit the hour mark. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions. You can ask us anything. You can ask us anything about best offer, negotiating, asking for lower prices, eBay, Poshmark, personal questions. You can ask us anything. We will most likely answer it. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat and we will get to it. I'm going to take a second to just quickly scan through and make sure I've got everybody that had one up to this point. Red Neckerson's resells when he lived in Boone and Z had thrift stores calling. That is awesome. If I had mom and pop thrift stores around here, I would definitely be handing out my business card. But we just don't. We just have like the big ones that are not going to do that. I am a Cassie Weaver follower. I am saying quest no matter. Yeah, no matter how hard I try. We went to a place called Burger Buckets. What was it called, Colleen?
Bucket of burgers, right?
Bucket of burgers or burger buckets. I had stuff all down me, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, but my crowning moment. So we go to this place called Burger Buckets, and I was wearing like a dark burgundy shirt and a black sweater, and I don't even remember how much ketchup. I had stuff all over my shirt. It was really kind of embarrassing, except that I was in good company because they all do it too. Then the next night we go to this place, really fancy place too, really nice food, and I had ribs, and I was wearing my white Harley Quinn shirt, and I didn't get one drop of barbecue sauce on me. I didn't drop my ribs. I didn't make a mess, but I did eat them really carefully with a fork and knife. They were good. Did you get ribs?
I did, but the tortellini Alfredo that Danielle had was like so good that my mouth still waters thinking about it.
No, and see, the thing is, remember when I said I had it down to 2 things? I couldn't decide.
Yeah.
I either wanted the tortellini or the ribs, but Caitlin kept saying, I'm having the ribs. I'm having the ribs. And I'm like, oh, ribs sound so good.
They were good, though. So I have a question. I'm going to ask a question. I have this person I have something for sale, okay? The original price is $99 that I want, and it's on sale for $89.10. Whatever, that must be 10%, 20% off or something. I don't know, whatever. So they started making offers today. Okay, the first offer they made is $35. So that's like less than 50% off. So I wrote back, I countered at 85 and they countered at 40. And since we're on the show when this is happening, I put, no, this was before I put, this is the highest I can, or no, this person wrote to me. They countered at 40 now. So they went up $5 and they said, this is the highest I will go. Retail was 60 when it was active. Now it's a rare item, so you can't get it. So that's why it's this price. So I counter at 80. I went down $5 more. They countered at 42. And now I wrote back, since you guys told me, I appreciate your interest in this item and your offers, but I can't go lower due to how rare it is. And that's, I countered at 80 again. They put $42.25. They went up a quarter.
What was your last one? 80?
I offered 80. They offered 42.
Go back with 79.75.
They wait.
Or
I put 79. I went down $1, and guess what they did? They went down to $35. They just sent it to me $35.
What's your original price?
89 on sale.
And how many offers do they have left?
I don't know. Was there like a limit? Because this person made
I think 5, and it should tell you if you look at it.
Where? When I go to review offers on my phone and I go to completed, they made 1, 2, 3, 4 offers. And
they have 1 offer left. They just sent you 35?
Yeah.
Go back with 88.
Really?
I'm serious. I'm serious. I would. There are very few exceptions to what I just talked about with you guys. Very few. But when someone is nickel and diming going up, they're not serious. They don't want to pay what it's worth.
Right. Now
you want the action on the item.
35. Well, no matter what, I'm not selling it for less than 80. So
yeah, no. But see, the
thing goes up really high and it sells tonight for full price, and they go and look for it, and then it's sold.
Yeah, when they start nickel and diming you like that, and then they go back to their original, they're not serious. They're not going to buy it for what you want to sell it for. They're never going to. But you want to keep engaging them because you want that action. So there are times when I will go up. I probably would have gone up on them before this, to be honest. But yeah, like when we get Keith does a lot of phones, and you get a lot of jokers on the phones. You know what I mean? So yeah, but the minute they go back down to their asking price, I go right back up to the original price, nothing off or $1 off, just to show you. Because if they really want it, they're going to pay for it, and if they don't, they're going to keep joking around and jerking you around. And this is where a lot of people would just decline them and walk away. But every time they're countering you and you're countering back, that's getting pushed. It's becoming more and more of a desirable item in Cassini's algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it takes seconds. Like, keep your emotions out of it. I think it's funny personally when they do that, but it's funny. It's like, did you just go down $5? Because that's not how this works. Like when you were in school and you took math. That is not how any of this works. For real. I think it's funny. But yeah, when they go back down, I just go back up. It's whatever. My light fell, so we're having issues here at the Hippo Hut.
Okay. I'll read a question for you. Ava Castillo says, when listing an item, what do you put for shipping service? For example, do you choose standard shipping, 1 to 5 days, or 1 to 3 days? I mean, I choose whatever service I'm using. So I choose priority listing, which is like 2 to 3 days, right? Or I choose first class, and then it automatically tells them how many days shipping. But if you're talking about handling time, my handling time is 1 day.
Mine is same day. 2 o'clock cutoff. So we have same day handling, cut off at 2 p.m. But like her, it's either first class or priority. But I give 2 on most of my listings. I have 2 options for shipping. So I have free first class, and then I have priority by ounces, by weight calculated. They could pick. No one ever does, because who's going to pay for shipping if you have free? But allegedly, having more than one option for shipping gives you a boost in the searches. Allegedly. I heard that from Casey, so. On the Android, it does tell you. I don't know. What are you using, Colleen?
An iPhone.
Yeah, you got a piece of poop. You're using a piece of poop for a phone. I'm just kidding. But I am absolutely anti-Apple. And after seeing Casey's video tonight, wow. Okay, thank you for taking away most of our business that we do on the side.
I know, that was crazy.
Like I personally am very anti-Apple. I would never have their products in my home, but I know that 90% of the people in the United States do love their Apple products, and they're constantly updating them, and so they are a good side business for us.
Well, tell them what Casey talked about in his video in case they didn't see it.
So iPhone is cracking down on people selling their products that aren't licensed dealers, and on Amazon now you must have written permission from Apple to sell any Apple products on Amazon. It will be gated unless you have written permission. And I pretty much guarantee you the only people that are going to get written permission are big box stores. And Casey thinks it's not going to be too long before Apple tries to crack down on eBay as well for the same thing. And then you're going to be stuck selling them just locally, which, you know, just buying them locally to sell them is that's a whole nother topic. It's not the safest gig to be in all the time. But I don't know. Casey actually called Keith today and let him know before the video came out, just to give us a heads up. I guess I'm letting out one of our secrets. We do a lot of phones that we don't mention or don't do on eBay. But Casey thinks if Apple's really super serious about this and they really want to crack down, they'll go after Facebook Marketplace as well. They'll like make Facebook make people not buy and sell them on their platform either.
Yeah, so everybody should sell them now.
Yeah, so if you have them for sale, we buy them. I'm like, I mean, it's not like a super secret, like we never want anyone to know, but it's just, I teach people how to do eBay, Poshmark somewhat. Not Keith's super side business, which may be going out the door. Well, there'll still be Androids, but you know, iPhones and Apple products and tablets in general are just really popular. They sell really well. Keith told me that he read somewhere that like every 4 seconds a cell phone sells on eBay. Ava Castillo, would it attract buyers? I'm not sure what that question is. Could you tell me what would attract buyers? If you can decipher my horrible English. Oh, she already did. Never mind. Let me read. Would the buyers be more attracted to buy it? It's not about attraction. It's about how much your item weighs. So if it's 16 ounces or less, it should be shipping first class. You can ship priority mail that's under 16 ounces, but it's so much more expensive. It just doesn't make business sense. So you should be shipping anything under 16 ounces first class, and then anything over 16 ounces should be priority. I don't think how it's being shipped does or doesn't attract buyers. I think it's how much you're charging or if it's free. Would you agree, Colleen? Oh my God, my life phone scared me. Would you agree?
Yeah, I put back to her that I think buyers want fast shipping, so I think that the handling time matters. So if you're not shipping your items for like 3 or 4 days and then another additional days on top of that, then I think that you'll probably get less sales because people want fast shipping and they want their items now. But for the first class and priority, I agree that if it's 16 ounces or below, you should be shipping everything first class then because it's the cheapest, and then 1 pound and up should be priority.
Yes. And this has happened to us before, so I don't think buyers are shy about asking for a faster service if they need it, and most will offer to pay for it. We have had many times where we had something first class, and they'll select the priority shipping, or they'll message us, I'm selecting this priority shipping and paying the extra because we have that second option on there. Or they'll message us and say, can you put express on here? I'll pay for it. They're not shy. They'll be like, I'm buying this for a present. I live in California. I need it from Pennsylvania in 2 days. Can you put an option on there that'll give it to me in 2 days and I'll pay the extra? People that need it that quickly are willing to pay for it usually, and they'll message you and you can just go in and change it for them. But I think really what it comes down to is whether it's free shipping or not is what's going to attract them, and your handling time. And 1 day or less gives you the TRS and the better searches. So, does anybody else have any more questions? If you haven't seen it already and you're not busy after this, go over to Casey's channel and watch his newest video. It's 4 minutes long. It's not long, but it talks about what I was talking about Amazon gating. It's not even Amazon doing it. It's Apple doing it. Apple is forcing Amazon to gate their products. And unless they give you written permission, you cannot sell them. And that's why everyone, Casey, myself, Keith, everyone we spoke to, kind of feels like they're going to go after eBay next and maybe even Facebook Marketplace, because it's not Amazon doing it. Apple, the company, is cracking down on people selling their products secondhand. So, yeah. If you have a couple minutes, or even if you have to wait till tomorrow, just watch it. It's 4 minutes long. Go watch it. If you sell any electronics or Apple products, this is important, even if you don't sell on Amazon, because if they do come after eBay or Facebook Marketplace next, you could be affected. That is why Casey called Keith today and talked to him. So like I said, it's like 4 minutes long. Does anybody have any more questions? Type them out. If you haven't already, and you don't mind, please like the video. You can even dislike it. I see one dislike already. Thank you for that. That is just as much interaction as a like. I do love all my haters. Colleen, do you have anything you want to add?
I think that being kind and being polite and to the people that you're trying to negotiate with is probably the biggest tip or takeaway. You don't want to be mean or, you know, I don't know, degrading or anything like that. I think being super nice is like the key. And saying it in a way that's like, do you think you would be able to give me a better deal, instead of like, I want or I need a better deal on this. I think that people probably know that, but I actually like have someone that actually goes to the Salvation Army, and they're like, go up there with their stained clothes, and they're like, how could you sell stuff like this? And be like mean to them about it, and then they wonder why they don't get anything back from it. So I just, yeah.
Well, saying you need something to somebody who's offering you a service is never, I don't think that's good practice.
Right. But some people might not know that.
Like psychologically speaking, when you tell someone you need versus telling someone you want, they're going to be more inclined to give you what you want, because when you need, you're demanding.
Mm-hmm.
When you want, you're offering them the opportunity to help you, and people like to help.
Right. Like if I say, would you be able to give me a better price on this item, versus I'd like to get a better price on this item. It's just a difference in how you're speaking to people, I feel like.
Yeah, you want to give them the opportunity to be nice to you, so they feel like people like to feel like they did something good.
Yeah.
But they also don't want to feel like they're being attacked or having demands made of them.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Holly says she notices difference in sales same day or one day. I would have to agree with that. In the beginning, when we first switched over from one day to same day, we saw a huge increase in our sales. But the sales lately, that's a whole topic for another day. I'll get into that on my What Sold video tomorrow night. Do I hate you for being anti-offer? Justin, no, I don't hate you. You're one of my dear friends, but I think you're being dumb, because I think if you turned your offers on, you'd sell more and get more rankings. And being that we're very good friends, I feel like I can call you dumb on my live show. You know I love you, so it's cool. So with that said, Colleen's final words: be kind to people. Be kind to all people. Be kind to people that send you a $1 offer. Just say thank you and offer 10%. Be kind to everyone you meet in the thrift stores and the yard sales. Be kind to people, and you get more with kindness than you do with meanness. Like, what was the old expression? You catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would like to thank Colleen for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate you coming on and taking an hour of your life to be here and share your wisdom.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you to all my moderators who show up every week and throw their wrenches around and promote me in all the different groups and help me out. You guys, I really appreciate you and everything you do. Thank you for all the viewers who came in tonight and gave me an hour of their time. And our business time is money. So when you give me an hour of your life, I know what that means to you. And I absolutely 100% appreciate each and every one of you. Please smash the like button. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed all of our hungry hippos. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night. And remember that I do appreciate you and I love each and every one of you. Good night.